How's everyone doing today? This is Tpshaydee. I just finished a game last night. Today's June 5th, 2010. This game I started as the red Protoss there, as you see, playing against Atroxmortis as the blue Zerg up in the north here. I don't consider myself a great player. I don't consider myself a bad player, but I did learn a few things on here on what to do and what not to do. Looks like perhaps is catching up there. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to highlight some parts of this replay. See, we're going scouting already here. Just some specific units that were highlighted in this. The Broodlord, for instance, the Void Rays, even how to use warp gates and how effective they can be in a pinch and so forth. So we'll just kind of go through that as the game progresses. I'll highlight those different moments there. So let's take a look. So I've got my first pylon up. Probably fast forward it here. Oh, right here what I was doing is called proxying. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of proxying. You might have. Sometimes it's referred to as cheesing. What that is if you're Protoss or Terran, you go right into the enemy base right up at the beginning of the game, and you put it either a pylon if you're Protoss, you can build a barracks if you're Terran, just kind of harass them with the Marines and so forth. But what it does is it slows down your opponent in the beginning part of the game. Now, as you can see, this cost me 100 minerals, of course, it's a pylon, but he brought his Zerg line off the production line, and he is not collecting minerals right now. If you look at his income, he is not collecting anything. And I just pretty much delayed him about 45 seconds right there, and the whole time he wasn't collecting anything. So I'm still going to continue to do it until he kills that probe off, or it's just going to become impossible. There's no reason for me not to. And see these cannons going up left and right. Oh, and he sees them. He's going to send them back. And we'll start that cannon halfway up. But so these are going to go down, of course. They're 200 minerals. But once again, he's taken his. He's got 80 compared to my 420 there. I'm canceling the building so I can get those minerals back. Canceling it so I can get those minerals back. And even now, he is. He's got them selected, it looks like, but he's not sending them back just yet. There he goes. My pylons are still up there. I'm sending my probe. I basically send him back here. In the meantime, I've been building my first gateway, still collecting minerals and so forth. We'll speed it up a little bit here. Let's see what's going on. In the meantime, they destroyed those pylons up there. I'm building my cannon. Guys, scouting it out. I'm setting my probe up here. I'm trying to get my first expansion up. I was going to do here, but I was trying something different going over here. Probably a bad idea to do that in the future, since this is one of the starting points, and your enemy will tend to scout out the starting points first. Probably should have picked someplace like even right here, right here, right here. Someplace other than one of the four starting points right here. So anyways, they see my probe, they're going after it, they end up destroying it here. I've got my gateway up, getting my Cybernetics Core up. It's very important to get that Cybernetics Core up as soon as possible. That will allow you to get the warp gate technology going for your gateways. That comes into play a little bit later. Get another pylon up there. Doing a little bit slow on my resource gathering. Vespene geysers aren't up yet. As you can see, I'm very undefended here. This is going to end up being not a good idea for me a little bit later in the game, as you'll see. But we'll probably want to fast forward it. It looks like he's spotted me, so we'll fast forward it until get a little bit more action. He's getting his lair going there. One thing to talk about is the Queen unit for Zerg is very important. What they do is they have an ability called Spawn Larva. It puts 4 larvae that will spawn in 40 seconds on the hatchery. And when they spawn, that's on top of the 3 maximum that you get at the hatchery. So as you can see, he's able to create all those Zerglings in one spawning episode there. You always want to keep those larvae spawning with the Queen. That's why the Queen is such a vital unit for the Zerg. So Right now he's actually massing all his Zerglings there for an attack he's going to do with the Nydus Colony coming up. You'll see in a little bit. Lots more cannons up. Let's fast forward. My next gateway up. Getting my first Stargate up. It's really important to get that Stargate up. As you see, a little bit later, get some more cannons up. This is defense. Sending those Overlord door. Once again, I didn't defend this area very well. What you want to do at the very least is put at least some pylons here so you can at least scout something if somebody's coming in. And then also add some proton cannons. That's going to help you there. Photon cannons, rather. Still in there. He's got his Nydus network. He's going to send all these Zergs into that Nydus network. Use the Nydus network summon Nydus Worm ability. Right here, that's why he's sending his Overlord so he can scout it. So the spawning creep. You don't actually have to spawn creep, I don't think, for that Nydus Worm to come up, but let me slow this down a little bit. Here comes the worm. I've got nothing here. My back door's left completely open. One thing too that I've been doing, I built my robotics facility. It was kind of late in the game, but you want to get that observer unit going ASAP, just so you can kind of keep an eye on what the enemy is doing. If you know what the enemy is doing, that helps a whole lot in planning your strategy and what units to build, and so forth. So it's a good idea to do that. So again, I apologize for the lag. My computer isn't up to par for fraps, it looks like. And we'll see. Oh, there he goes. He sent in from the Nydus Worm. I have a lone immortal. 4 immortals gonna go down. Lost this here. Built a warp prison. It's the transport unit of the Protoss. If you haven't noticed on the map, I have started a second expansion. I thought I was done here, so I just did a real quick GG there. But I have been starting this. And I was assuming he was going to take these guys and just kind of take out the rest there, but he decided not to. I was sending my warp prison back that way, but I actually decided not to. I didn't want him to follow it over to the right. He knows. There, I'm actually, the wheels in my head are turning. I'm still in this game. The fat lady has not sung yet. So sending the warp prison up to that other one. This is a good idea too on this map or any other map where they have those isolated resource points. Good idea to get those early on and to fortify those early on, because it's going to be very difficult for the other player to take those from you. And in fact, if they haven't decided to go air, it's going to force them to go air and spend resources in that aspect to take it over. So the worm is still there. I'm not sure why he didn't touch this. He could have easily taken out this whole section with the amount of Zerglings he had. If you notice those Zerglings too, they have the speed upgrade, which is very important. A strategy you can use, looks kind of nice, strategy you can use, especially against Protoss in the earlier game, is to send your Speedlings, as they're called, into the enemy Protoss base, past all their photon cannons. You couldn't do it in this case because I had walled off my area, but you send it right to where the mineral line is for the probes, and you can just take out those probes left and right before they even know what hit them. By the time they get a Zealot or Stalker over there to stop them, you probably lost 5-10 probes already, and your Zerglings have pretty much paid for themselves. And not only are you killing off the probes, but you're killing off the mineral production, which is very vital in the early game as well. Well then, take care.